isn't it nice to have just the wind in your ears and the clicks of my incredibly obnoxious mechanical keyboard as you fly around this bizarre geometric dreamscape and just narrowly avoid crashing to your death? Well, that is Superflight, my friends. That's what we're playing right now. This is actually from the developers of Islanders, I believe. The same studio, at least. I don't know if it's the same developers. It's got kind of a similarly chill vibe, although it can be incredibly heart-pounding when you get in close to these pillars. So the whole goal here is to not do that. So you kind of hi. I guess we sort of just jumped right into it there, but this game is so fun and relaxing. It's another game that I kind of love to put on while I'm listening to a podcast or whatever. It is, decidedly can be incredibly stressful when you careen headfirst into a wall, but other than that, you can kind of play it pretty safe and just sort of glide around forever. And I do like that, so we're going to do that a little bit today. It's got a couple of other features here, so all of these maps are randomly generated, if I remember correctly, or procedurally generated, whatever the difference is there. So you can save them, I guess, if you find one that you really like or can get a really high score on. Let's just load I don't know, I haven't played this game for a little while, so all of these are a mystery to me. I don't know why I saved them, but I did, so let's take a look at this one. So you're kind of just jumping in. You're this wingsuit fellow, and you just sort of jump in and you get right to it. There's not really a penalty if you die. You can always just start over, but it's kind of just, you get to explore these very cool geometric landscapes that kind of all look like weird sci-fi novel art. And you just get these sort of satisfying clicks as you rack up points, and I guess, it's not the most difficult high-score game in the world because you could sort of win it just by pure attrition. I'm not really in any danger here when I'm just kind of skirting the wall, and, I can just collect 100 points at a time and then dive bomb into the next map. So there's two ways to go between maps. It's either that, you just sort of dive bomb out the bottom, or I believe you saw me hit one, these purple vortexes will sort of give you a couple points and send you to the next world. So I think we're just going to kind of chill out for maybe 10-15 minutes, and let's just see what the seeds give us. And, maybe I'll try a few death-defying maneuvers, but the fun I have in this game really is not in necessarily doing your big high score runs, but just seeing what the game serves up to me. Oh, wow. All right. I say that, and then you get a moment like that where it really draws you in. It's kind of there's a great feeling, range of emotions and feelings you can get playing this game. So I'm out of momentum, so I'm just gonna dive down here. It's very exhilarating and also relaxing depending on how you play it. If you're somebody that loves a super optimized kind of high score game, I think there is really something here for you, because you can, like I said, you can just mess around with the seeds until you find a map that you really like the flow of, and then just try and nail all of these tight little maneuvers like this, because you get huge multipliers the longer you stick to the walls and the tighter the spaces that you squeeze into. So there is really a lot here if you're somebody that will like that. And again, you can just save the seed of the map if you want to practice it and do a high score run over and over and over again. Not really how I like to play the game, but I do like that it's there, and I think that's a neat thing. Dive bombing out of there now. Okay, see, sometimes that'll happen too, and it's so, you'll come into a map and it'll almost look like you're flying straight, but you're actually flying down. That can be very scary. They do have a, so it kind of, I guess it kind of looks like, I should explain, it kind of looks like you're losing altitude all the time, but that is not super the case. I think you could kind of, not infinitely fly through one map, but pretty close to it. If you dive bomb enough, you sort of build up speed that you can then use to raise again. You know, there's a little bit of that air control. So it's not pure, it's not just falling with style, as you know, Woody might say. There is some raising, some form of flying. It is not just a pure plunge. Let's get out of the way of that. Cut through close here. This world, I tend to identify more with these worlds than with the ones that have the very long sort of vertical pillars. I think these are a lot more fun to explore. They kind of look like, you know, Nevada canyons or something. They're very neat spaces. I think you can kind of like high-five the wall and get some points, but I think, again, I think it's just sort of a neat exploration game. Almost scratches a similar itch, albeit with lower stakes than, say, a Minecraft, because, you know, with Minecraft you'll walk over a hill or a mountain and just to see what's on the other side, right? Like what the procedural seed is going to spit out for you to explore. And I think this is kind of the same way. Like, you've got these neat little almost coral looking trees there that I just passed by. I haven't seen that before. Even out from the distance you get these nice shapes and worlds that you can look at. I don't believe you can get over to them. I think you fade out before you get over there, but they do provide a nice, you know, a nice horizon. And it's just sort of diving and dancing and getting close to these walls. I don't know. There's a lot to enjoy here for if you're somebody that, again, just likes to do something mildly engaging while you're, you know, listening to a podcast, or just need to zone out for an hour or so. But again, there is something there if you really want to be a thrill seeker. Oh. And there you go. So just short of 50,000 points. That's a little over halfway to my high score. That's only the 16,000th spot. But I guess I could show you an example here, kind of, because this has that, right? Where if I was a crazy high score guy, you know, I'd be sitting here and I could try and, you know, cut. Let me load up. I think I saved these other maps because I liked the high score potential on them. So maybe I can find like the old routes I was doing. So here, like, you know, you've got this big square right away, and I have no idea what happened there. I guess I just clipped the wall enough. But so you can set up these sort of, it's almost like a Tony Hawk like high score line, right? Where I go through here and then look, I can come down through this crevice and come up right before I hit the wall. And there's, you know, you can make these lines if you want. Or you can just, again, like sort of explore what the seed will spit out for you. And I think that's a lot of fun. I like that there's that, you know, that heavy duality to this game. I think that's a similar thing. I guess Islanders doesn't quite have the pulse-pounding action that this can have, but I like games that sort of give you just like a world to explore a little. You know, there's a certain, I know it's not logical, but I think there's a certain childlike experience when you're talking about these procedurally generated things, right? Like, you know I'm not going to see a sweet hidden temple underneath these sort of floating obelisk islands that I'm traversing, but, you know, it's procedurally generated, so what if there is? Maybe if I play enough islands, there will be a cool little... There will be a cool, like, hidden ruin I can explore that's, you know, I mean... You know what I'm saying. I think that's something that Minecraft does capitalize on, right? Is that there's all these, you know, little hidden secrets in the end and new monsters and stuff, and this sort of taps into that sense of mystery without the same sense of mystery, I guess, that I like about that, while being, you know, a lot lower barrier to entry. You don't really have to understand very many mechanics to play this game and have a bit of fun. So I think that's, you know, I don't want to leave you without trying a few crazy maneuvers. So let's take a couple of good maneuvers on this map. Oh, look at that. What a way to show off my Superflight skills. I mean, I don't mean to brag, I'm top 16,000 in the world. Let's do one more. I really like, there's that narrow there, right there. I want to hit that narrow gap at least one more time. And then we'll extend the video as long as this run goes after that gap. Let's see what else we can do, if we can pull off any other crazy, that's the ground that killed us before. This is our last run, so we gotta make it count. Gotta make it count. You know, you want to cut close. See, there's a multiplier. If you stay in close to a wall for a long time, you can pick up that multiplier on your points. I think you saw it'll pop up and say, like, awesome, if you get really close without hitting, and give you some bonus points again. Alright, let's dive bomb into the next one. What do we got here? What can we do? There's a tunnel. Let's shoot for it. Right through. Perfect. We're all stars. Down into this valley. Around this tree. Right in tight with this thing. There's another little space I can slide through. Let's go. And back up! No! Alright, that's it. Short one today. But tomorrow we'll be back with more Islanders and, you know, variety games. I'm kind of settling in, I think, to I like a day on, day off kind of video release schedule where we do, you know, the low-key Islanders, followed by just kind of like a variety game, whether that's Tetris or just something one-off like this, or not one-off. If you enjoy it, you can let me know, and maybe we'll come back to it and try and do like some high-score runs, or, you know, try and do like the Tony Hawk line that I talked about, like really plan something out and try to execute it, because that is a big, you know, that's not, oh, look at that, are you kidding me? It is a lot of fun when you can do that. Oh, it feels so good. It's so satisfying. And the death animation and the feeling of dying is not so severe in this game that, you know, it's discouraging. It's a quick restart if you want it, and it's not that scary of a noise. So it's a lot of fun. Here I was yammering on about what I'm doing on this channel, and I started a new run. So I'm gonna make a pact that as soon as this run dies, the video will hard cut to the end. So I'm saying goodbye now. I'll see you in a day's time for Islanders. And after that, who knows what we'll get into. But if you have suggestions, feel free to leave them. And I'm just going to cut to our good friend Superflight here as he wraps up the video. Oh! Still going. Don't tell anyone, but we're still recording and we're still killing it. This is going to be a world record run. Look at these moves I'm pulling off. There's no stopping me. I'm unstoppable. Right through this little crevasse. Yep, just kiss the edge there, and we're going to take this portal. World record, strats, high score, all-star strategies. Coming in right close to this edge. Right up under there. We're not surely, you know, I hate to be literally flying too close to the sun here, but I don't see any way that we could ever be stopped. Just too good at this game. Become a true pro. Look at these points. Look at these maneuvers. I mean, who can match this? Let's get to a new map. That map was very boring, but this one's gonna be okay, here we go. Thanks for tuning in midway to my world record.